Hey everyone! In this video today, I am going to be showing you guys how to make this flip-flop friendship bracelet. This pattern has actually been pretty popular on Instagram right now, from what I've noticed, which I also made an account for, surprise. My Instagram name is the same as my YouTube name, of course, Craftonatic. If you want to follow me, then go ahead. You can tag me in pictures, send me a message, or if you don't feel like following, that's fine too, but for those who are interested, I finally made an account. So it took me a while to figure out what this bracelet was actually called, but there are actually a few videos out there on this bracelet. There's one that's like the connected flip-flop, or there is one good tutorial that I found that does show how to make this exact bracelet. But I wanted to make this one a little bit more beginner friendly again because I think this bracelet is perfect for people who are just starting out with bracelets. There isn't really a pattern to follow online that I've been able to find right now, but it only consists of forward knots and it's super easy to make, and this would be really good practice if you're just starting out. This bracelet is really good for beginners because you can use as many colors and as many strings as you want. Like for these, I have 4 colors, but I used 2 strings of each color and did sort of a repeating pattern so that way my bracelet could be a little bit thicker. But for beginner's sake, I will show you guys how to use 6 colors and 1 strand for each. So like I just mentioned, you are going to need 6 different colors and we are going to use 1 strand of each. These are all the new colors that just came out from DMC, and if you are interested, these are the colors that I'm going to be using today. And of course, you are going to need your scissors, something to measure with, which I don't have right now. And then I like to use a clipboard, of course, to hold down my bracelet as I'm working on it. And for this specific pattern, if you can guess by the name, we are actually going to be flipping the bracelet around as we work. And I think a clipboard is going to really help with that, but of course you can use whatever you want to hold your bracelet down. You'll still be able to make this pattern no matter what. Now for this bracelet, of course, the more strings you use and more colors you use, the longer your bracelet is gonna need to be, because I will show you guys later, but this pattern eats up a ton of string. So if we're just doing something basic and using 6 colors like I am here, you want to take each strand from your 6 colors and you want to measure them all out to be however long you need them to be for your wrist size. But for just that quick frame of reference, I'm gonna do between 33 to 37 inches. Let's say 35. I'm gonna do 35 inches, and you can do more or less depending on how long you need your bracelet to be. So you guys don't know this, but I have measurement lines down here, and I am just going to go off of that. And then we'll do just like another inch or so to be safe. Once I have my first color measured, I will actually gather up the rest of my strings, and then I will use my first strand that I cut as sort of my reference and pull all of these together and just measure everything together like this, being careful not to tangle them. And this just makes it way easier to do instead of measuring them all out individually. I'll just cut that off right there. And now I have all my strings ready. So we are going to take all of our strings together and tie a pretty long and loose knot. Depending on how long you want your ties to be, the length is going to be different, but I'm going to say about 3 to 4 inches. But then once you have your knot loosely tied, I'm going to clip it right under my clipboard, and I'm going to go ahead and quickly organize my string. We are going to be working from left to right with this pattern, so however you want this order to show up, you're going to put it from 1 to 6, left to right. So if you're doing a rainbow, you want to do a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So I have my strings organized here, and like I said, we are always going to be moving left to right, kind of like a candy stripe, but we are flipping the bracelet over after each row. So taking our outermost left strand, we are first going to do a forward knot onto the string next to it. So we make our 4 shape, go into the hole underneath our strand that we're knotting on. Pull that through once so that we make half of a forward knot. And then you're going to do that one more time. And that is a full forward knot. And now you can see our strands have swapped places, and we are going to be putting this one off to the side because we are done with it for now. And now we're going to carry this first strand all the way to the right side. So we are going to make another forward knot with this strand onto the next one. So make your 4 shape, go into the hole underneath the strand that we're knotting on and pull it through. And that is half of a forward knot, so we are going to do that one more time. And that is a full forward knot. And now our very first string is in the 3rd space. So we're going to take the 2nd strand and just move it off to the side. And we're going to keep repeating this until we have knotted on all of our strings. So again, 4 shape. Go into the hole underneath the strand we're knotting on and pull that string through. That is half of a forward knot. And then do it one more time. And that is our full forward knot. Pick up the next strand. Half of a forward knot. Do it one more time. Full forward knot. And now we just have one more color left. So 4 shape. Bring it through from underneath the strand we're knotting on. One more time. And there is our full forward knot. And now you can see our first strand that was on the left is now on the right side. And now instead of going backwards, we are actually going to unclip our bracelet. And what you're going to do is seriously just flip it over. So that way your first strand is back on the left side. Now you'll see our color order is backwards. So we need to carry our furthermost left strand all the way to the right side, and we are just going to repeat exactly what we just did. Take your first strand and do a forward knot onto our very first base strand. Make your 4 shape. Go through that hole underneath the base strand and pull your working strand through. One time, that's half of a forward knot, and do it one more time so you can complete the forward knot. And now we can move that base strand off to the side because we will not be working with it. And now you can see our outermost left strand is in the 2nd space because we are carrying it over to the right side. So pick up your next base strand and do a forward knot onto it. 4 shape. Go through that hole under the base strand and pick up that working strand, pull it through, and pull. That's half of your forward knot. Do that one more time and make your full forward knot. And now we can move that base strand off to the side, pick up our next string, and just keep repeating that. Shape. Through the hole under the base strand, pull that working strand through, pull half of a forward knot, do it one more time to make a full forward knot. Now we have our last base strand, do a forward knot onto it. Now our color order is technically in order, but it's reversed. And then one more time, we are going to unclip our bracelet and flip it back over. So that way our color order is back in the order that it was before. And we are going to repeat that with this color one last time. So you're going to take this working strand and do forward knots on every single one of these strands until it gets to the right side. So one more time, 4 shape. go through this hole under the base strand and pull your working strands through. Here, pull your working strand through. That's half your forward knot, and do it one more time to complete the forward knot. Pick up your next strand and do a forward knot onto it. Put it off to the side, pick up the next strand, do a forward knot onto it. 4 shape. Go through the hole under that base strand, pull this through. That's half of a forward knot. Do it one more time to complete it. And our last string here. And now we are finally finished with our first color. And really quick, here's how much string we used just for those 3 rows. This is why you want to make sure that you have more thread than you need, so that way you don't end up running out towards the end. And now you'll see that our very first color is on the very right side. And we're not going to be flipping this bracelet again because we are now going to start on our second color. So really quick, we're going to take our outermost left strand and do forward knots on all of our base strands and get it to the right side. And now you'll see your outermost left color is on the right. And then you're going to unclip your bracelet and flip it over so that way we have our strand back on the left side. And you're just going to keep repeating that whole process until your bracelet is as long as you want it to be. So from here you would take your outermost left strand, which would still be our second color, do forward knots all the way across until it gets to the right side, and then you'll unclip it and flip it back over so that it's on the left side again, and do one last row of forward knots before you pick up your next color, and keep repeating this process all the way until you have your bracelet completed. And then when you're done, you can untie that really loose knot we did at the top, and you can braid your ends, you can do rope braids, fishtail braids, do whatever you want to do. And then that is how you make the flip-flop friendship bracelet. It's another one of those patterns where it is perfect for beginners because it's kind of like a candy stripe, but it has a little bit more of a dynamic to it so that it looks way different and looks more intricate than it actually is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video today, and thank you so much for your patience. I am so sorry that I've been gone for so long, but I already updated that on my community tab, so I'm not going to go through that again, but I'm so glad to be back, and I am so sorry for the long wait. If you guys want to follow my Instagram, then you can at Craftanatic. I also have a bracelet book account, which is Craftanatic without the C, if you want to follow that one as well. I share a lot of pictures of bracelets that I'm making. So again, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.